Neil from A Day to Remember. How is it going? How are you doing today?
I am doing absolutely great. Just got to the venue here in Detroit. We just sound checked. It's great. Great day.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool. You guys are on tour right now. You're playing the Eagles Ballroom in Milwaukee coming up. And I have to ask, obviously, A Day to Remember is a band that's always prided themselves on their live performance and doing something different. So for you, how has the last year been, not being really able to get out on tour and go play out live?
Uh, Man, it's been really hard, kind of trying to adjust. Yeah, we've been on tour for like I think it's like the last 10 years of our life, pretty much straight, and um, it's been crazy. Uh, I think we all found new hobbies and things to get into while we were at home, so that we didn't completely lose our mind. But yeah, it's been good.
You're out on tour right now with Asking Alexandria. You're a band that prides themselves on having a live performance. What is the first night of tour like for you?
Oh man, it was for us. We had been kind of running through things for like a week and a half before that. We actually kind of went in and learned a ton of old material, like a bunch of rare songs, a ton of stuff off the new album, just prep for it. And so night one was like just ripping off that band-aid and going for it and playing all this stuff that was like new and with all this new production. So it was nerve-wracking, but like kind of relieving at the same time. It was awesome.
Yeah. Did you get a chance to even see any live music before that, or was it just straight to the stage, straight to performing?
Um, I think me personally, um, I hadn't seen live music in like almost 2 years. Some of our last shows were like the last shows I went to. I thinking back, I think since the pandemic started, I didn't go to any live music the whole time. So
Mm.
it was awesome. Like that energy was there. The first night was in Rochester. It was just it was just an incredible experience. Kind of like have everyone kind of come back and it be there, and it was electric. It was amazing.
Yeah. Is there any of the little things of touring that you might have missed that you didn't realize that you missed until you kind of got back out there?
Uh, Having someone stock stock your bus with like coffee and juice and stuff like that, those, like you go home and you just start doing those things. It's all normal stuff, you're living your life, and then you come back out on the road and you're like, oh wait, I don't have to go do that anymore. That's actually pretty fucking awesome. All right, I can get down with this. Yeah,
Nice.
stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you guys are touring, obviously, in support of your new record, You're Welcome, that came out in March of this year. Let's talk about the album just a little bit, putting it together. Uh, Not really, knowing when you can go out and play behind it, I guess, because you kind of in March, we didn't know when we were getting back to live music. So what did that make the
Yeah.
recording experience any different?
It definitely made the release process a lot different. I mean, with every release we've ever done before, we've set up a tour. Uh, we're planning to be on tour while the record was releasing, so you could be out there playing the songs for people, um, getting them to check out these different versions of these songs in different places. I always love kind of seeing bands play like live music for the first time, because it's always just like you're in a different headspace when you're in a crowd full of people like watching this together. Like you can get a whole
Mhm.
different vibe from a song. And this is the first time that we weren't able to do that with a new album. And so it was really weird. It's like we put the album out and it was like, all right, so we're just at home. We couldn't like celebrate releasing the album. We couldn't do anything because we were all pretty much locked down and no one was meeting up. I don't even think we met up at that point. We kind of all worked remotely through most of the quarantine. A
Wow.
lot of the things that needed to be finished on the album were things that were done through Zoom and email, and longer than it did. But then even with it taking that long, it came out in March, and like you said, we weren't able to do anything for months. So it was pretty nerve wracking, but I think it's been like nothing else. And like going on this tour, it feels like we're touring for like some of the first tours ever again. People are just so excited to see live music, and it's such a nice feeling to be out here being able to play for people that are this excited.
Yeah, totally. You've got, I mean, you guys have, a decade plus of music now and a bunch of albums out there that, people know the material from. What's the audience reaction to some of the newer stuff so far?
Oh, it's been great. It's all you have to go on before was like what people would say on forums or online. So um, coming out here and seeing that all of that is a pretty vocal minority and people are losing their shit over this is it's amazing. It's the reason why you go out and play your album when you release it so that you can kind of like gauge how it's going. Because if you just listen to the internet, it's like not really fair. It's not a fair rundown of how
Yeah.
people feel about it. So it's been amazing. Like being out here getting to play for people that are actually excited to see this stuff is awesome.
Yeah, totally. With that being said, if you are, if we could hypothetically go back in the time machine just a little bit, and a day to remember from 2021 gets to talk to 2003, a day to remember. What do you think the first thing that you would probably tell yourself back then, or
Uh,
vice versa, I guess?
yeah, I don't know. If I got to talk to myself in 2003, I mean, I would just tell myself that keep doing what you're doing. I mean, like I think back then we always knew what we were doing was like special and different in a unique way, but like kind of having that reassurance would not have been the worst thing ever. And kind of getting reassurance on those days where it's like you feel like everyone's telling you should probably not do this with your life, just be
Right.
like, they're wrong. It. Keep doing
Yeah.
you. I don't know. I guess that's a safe answer, but I'd probably like look up like the winner of like the 2012 like World Series and just tell him to put all his money on it or something.
Very good
Just
idea.
some Back to the Future shit, probably.
Very good idea. I like that for sure. Well, we will let you get out of there on that, but we have to make sure everybody watching this checks out the new record. You're welcome. It's out on all streaming platforms right now. Lastly, I do have to ask you though, because you're coming to Milwaukee, coming to the Rave. Do you know about the haunted pool at the Rave, and have
Oh,
you
of
had the chance
course.
to go there?
Yes, I have. I have been down in there. When we went, we actually went to like where the boiler room is, where the tunnel that connects to the Ambassador Hotel is. They like
Yeah,
let us look around in there. I'm like, this is the creepiest. Like the whole history of the area is just amazing. I think Milwaukee's an incredible place. Can't wait to go back there personally. I actually asked my wife to marry me in Somerset, Wisconsin,
oh
um,
really?
just outside. Yeah, we would go and camp at the Apple River, um, and so we have a lot of history out there. I can't wait to go and just be back in town. It's an amazing place.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down and talk with us. Make sure you check out the new record, everybody watching this at home, and we will see you at the Eagles Ballroom.
All right, man.